Welcome back. Last week on ARC Maine, we told you how the rip currents along Old Orchard Beach are no coincidence. The I-Team met with scientists who say winter storms have changed our beaches, but you might be wondering, what does this mean for the future?
The I-Team's Stephanie Grindley joins us now live with an ARC Maine exclusive. Stephanie, first of all, Maine's coast is only 228 miles long, but with the tide coastline measures 3,478 miles. How has the sea level changed in the last few years? I'm sure with all these storms, a little global warming, climate change, it's lots of changes.
Okay, there's a lot going on here, guys. So first of all, do you have a favorite beach? That's my first question to you both. Do you have any beach that you like in Maine?
I like Cliff House Beach on the South Portland Cape Elizabeth line.
How about you, Jeff?
You know what I've kind of turned into, just because not a lot of people go there, I kind of like Reed State Park.
Yes,
which is near Bath. Yeah, that's kind of turned into kind of my favorite, just because it's kind of a diamond in the rough.
Yeah, so mine has always been Ocean Park, and I grew up there and would vacation there every year with my husband. And this past summer, he started to notice the beach looked smaller, and I don't know if you've noticed along your beach that it looks a little different this year. And so that question, while also going to the Old Orchard Beach fire department, we found out that these rip currents are happening at the same time, and that led to this investigation with the I-Team, where we uncovered that the storms in January are causing these rip currents along our coast because of these sandbars out in the shore along the shoreline. Right now, I got an update from Chief Gilboy yesterday. Rip current rescues are up to 78 this year. That's historic compared to the past years at like 15 or like 20. So from there, well, I wanted to take this to the Maine Geological Survey, and they're so knowledgeable. When you meet with these people, they just know everything. He had a gadget in his hand, and I want everyone out there to see what I'm talking about if we have that video.
It's basically making a cell phone call to a base station that's inland.
So you can see, like, he's had that gadget, and you're looking at the dunes right now. He uses that gadget to measure the dune width from how far that is to the water, and he has noticed some trends. I don't know, so a good estimate for here would be like, if you're getting to 50 feet or less of dune length, you're starting to get into some trouble. And he did give us some interesting facts that by 2050, we are going to be seeing about 1.5 feet of sea level rise. So what that means, in the grand scheme of things, it's incremental, but when you look at it over time, that's telling us that when these storms happen, they're going to be happening further up on the shore where the houses are.
Right. Scary for those homeowners, I'm sure.
Exactly.
And you talked about the dunes. Why are the dunes so important?
They are the barrier between beach erosion, so they're holding on to that sand. He almost described it like a bank account. There's the checking and the saving. The sand is always there, but where it's placed is quite important. So in front of your house is always better. We actually have a reserve piece of sound that we could not use for our story because our story was mostly on rip current rescues, but take a listen to what he has to say. I think it's quite interesting.
Dunes come and they go. They're there, they get eroded, they come back. If we were standing here several hundred years ago, the dunes would be out there and the shoreline would be out there, okay? And we would probably be standing somewhere in here on a marsh.
So I think the only problem now is, Peter, is we have houses here.
Yeah, I mean, we've kind of perpetuated our own problem by developing in areas that are extremely dynamic. We could lose anywhere between like 40 and 60% of our dunes and beaches in the next 50 years.
So interesting to see how it's all kind of connected.
It is,
and there's
all
a lot of
connected.
factors.
Yes, and so when you're talking about dunes and losing the dunes, I mean, they are dynamic, like you just said, but something to keep in mind, if you are a homeowner along the shoreline, you need to start thinking about this.
Oh, definitely.
Frankly, and so there are resources out there, and we have some linked on WGME.com in this story, but yeah, I just want to come on and just share some more wealth of information when it has to do with these beaches.
Yeah, it's so important, the dunes are, that, I mean, after Christmas, right? So many people donate their Christmas trees to put on the dunes. I know Willard Beach lost so much of the dunes that then those houses are unprotected. And at least the good news about Willard Beach, it's not near the open ocean. That it's going to cause a whole lot of damage, but think about some of the houses that are on the open ocean. I mean, look at what the folks have to do on Cape Ellis.
That is such a good point. I actually wanted to touch on this. So along Camp Ellis, you know that jetty that sticks out. Well, Maine has, in the past couple decades, they have outlawed the seawalls because these seawalls actually cause certain sections of the beach to erode faster because it's funneling the water in. At least that's what the Maine Geological Survey, Peter Slavinsky, told me. So, yeah, so certain sections are a little bit more vulnerable to beach erosion, but all along our coast we could see it.
Yeah, and you see it's taken away the dunes, then guess what's behind the dunes? The houses. So the houses are next, and we've been seeing that at Camp Ellis, some of those houses just falling right in the water.
Yeah, it's not good. So.
I know. Well, if people missed your original story, where can they watch that? And obviously, this sounds like something you're going to continue to follow.
Definitely continuing to follow, especially since rip current rescues continue to happen at Old Orchard Beach. You can find that story. We'll have it linked on WGME.com.
Yeah, 78 rip current rescues.
I know. Yeah, very timely story. Stephanie, thank you so much.